Welcome back to the Kharak Cup. This match is going to be between Descara and Masque the Red Death in round 2, once again on Tauren Crater. This is going to be pretty fun to watch, I suppose, because Descara, of course, one of the best players in the world. And he's chosen to play as the Galzian. I think he does that when he wants a challenge, you know. I think that's why A-Game X used to do it too, but I can't totally remember. But yeah, his opponent, Masque the Red Death, certainly not a bad player, but it's Descara, so, you know. Descara is just insanely good. So it'd be fun to see what kind of funny tactic he tries to pull here, but it looks like it's going to be a sport cruiser, or no, sorry, refinery mode first type of play with him. Masque Red Death, meanwhile, going for LAVs first. Could go for some LAV spam. That's always pretty effective. That guy getting a little high, a little high off the ground right there. Gonna prioritize CUs first. I think that basically says to me it's not. Why can't I select? Oh, put it on group 2. Right. Well, that tells me it's definitely not going to be any kind of a tech option because he's gone for Cs before RUs, even on the expansion. So, like I was saying, it's probably refinery mode first, but he has gotten Sandskimmer Fabrication already, so I'd be interested to see what he goes with. Probably the Sandskimmer Fabrication is because otherwise you're going to run into some problems with early aggression, especially from Coalition with those LAVs. So. Sandskimmer Fabrication is finished. None of those Sandskimmers being produced just yet, though. It looks like he's definitely waiting to tech up to refinery mode. You can see he's beginning to float about 700. So pretty textbook opening, you know, Galzian eco. Greed, as we like to say. Look how many quick drops he does there. I feel like he quick dropped to get enough to make a Sandskimmer, but then he didn't actually produce it. It's kind of funny. Or else, what is he going for? He might be going for a production cruiser, which would explain the quick drop. Since those cost an even 600, he had like 49 or 46 or whatever on there. Still no units produced despite the fact that he saw these LAVs. That's pretty gutsy. Base runner even is pulling back, so he definitely is cognizant of this attack in the middle, but still not making any units. Oh, he waited for assault ships. So, definitely going for an assault ship rush of some kind. But still, with 50 seconds on the clock before these come out, there's a real chance that some economic damage could be done here by Masque the Red Death. But she hasn't gone for that, though. Just kind of staying in the middle. I think that's a bit of a mistake. Especially when you haven't seen any units for your Galzian player yet. You should definitely go in there and just poke around and see what they're doing. You can do that with a probe, or you can do it with the LAVs, but... I mean, if I flew over with a probe and I saw this, I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting rushed. I don't know what it's with. It's either assault ships or rails, but I'm definitely getting rushed. Or it could be Sandskimmers even, but we'd probably see the production cruiser already at that point, since there's no tech cost. Base runner choosing the wrong way, man. No, don't go that way, you'll die! Whole bunch of LAVs gonna come out, find this base runner, which is good. Could have been done a bit earlier, but that's fine. Assault ship fabrication's finished though, so assault ships are gonna start coming out of this production cruiser. It's not going to be easy to hold those off. And that could even snowball all the way back to the base. This could just be a pretty textbook assault ship rush. We'll have to see though. Power Reserve 1 coming out now. It's pretty interesting. Looks like the carrier coming to kind of get involved here, which makes sense because the production cruiser's got refinery mode, so this is his base now. This freaking lazy piece of trash. Yeah, there you go. He wasn't harvesting, is all you see. Interceptor fabrication on the back of one assault ship. He's just gonna go for like an air rush? Full wing, full wing, full wing. No, that never works in 1v1, obviously. But that's an interesting choice. I mean, probably the more standard thing to do would have been to have had a second production cruiser a lot earlier and go out with 2 assault ships and try to do like a rush timing there. But, whoa, I'm really far away now. This he has not done. Like the carrier positioning here, kind of warding off those LAVs. The assault ship going for a bit of like a flank here. This base runner is very low on health, but it's still pushing out. But you love LAVs, man. One LAV finds it, gonna start chipping in some damage. The others are following suit. There is an assault ship here, but good chance the Space Marine could go down now. Must be attacking that group there, but also this is a bad position to be in. It is good that he picked that up because he stopped this Base Runner from going for the second artifact, which would have brought the scoreline to 2-0 almost certainly. There wasn't really anything to stop it. So it's still well played from Descara, but I'd love to see him use Base Runner healing now, especially because it'll get this assault ship as well. Assault ships take a long time to reheal, you see. Another production cruiser coming out from Descara, and then it's straight into air. So he can move on to 3 bases now. Looks like that's what he's headed for. Now Masque of the Red Death has gone for railguns. Good response to the assault ships, but I don't think she's expecting this. However, I would say if you see your opponent attacking assault ships and then make 2 of them, like, okay, so they've gone for air. It's definitely unorthodox. I was not expecting this either, but I think missile ships should, like, you should know that you need those. You know what I mean? They get unlocked after AAV fabrication, so it takes a while to get there, but oh, nice pick off of this artifact here. Excellent. LEV's definitely in the right place. Those sand skimmers kind of got baited by something, not really sure what. Oh, and look at this. The interceptors are going right over the LAVs. They're going to take a lot of damage. One of them almost went down there. This is going to be pretty frustrating for Descara. Definitely did not want that. Sand skimmers are getting a good rundown on these LAVs. No upgrades on these sand skimmers. I noticed Descara very rarely goes for upgrades on the light units, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, his interceptor's not able to find any really good targets. They're probably going to just come back to carrier, at least they should, and they're very damaged. Especially this guy. Oh no, no, don't do it, my friend, no, my friend. Yeah, there you go. It's really not good to have damaged aircraft like this flying around, unless it has to be, you know what I mean? A little bit of damage done to the Space Runner right here. As Masque of the Red Death is going for the extraction. These LAVs out here in the middle, still kind of just waiting for their chance to strike, but the closer they get to these sand skimmers, the more I think they're just going to get taken out like their buddies did. Indeed, even on the high ground, but Descara doesn't seem to have noticed it. And there are more LAVs coming out over here. That might be a bit more of a relevant reason. Interceptors, of course, really do not do very well at all against LAVs, so probably he's not going to be able to get anything done with these interceptors right here. He's not going to be able to clear out these LAVs, but still definitely wants to try to deny this extraction. One thing interceptors do that's really nice for you is they give you good vision on the map, actually. And that might be one way that he's trying to use his interceptors right here, rather than using them to fight, just like seeing where things are. And unfortunately for them, so far he's seen, oh, there's nothing that I can shoot at, but that does still tell him something about the field, you know. And this Base Runner taking more and more damage with time. So Descara's doing a good job with kind of the war of attrition there, getting damage in on these. Looks like he considered going for the railguns for a second, but I really don't think he should try this. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I mean, his micro's pretty solid. Didn't take any damage there. Air micro is very hard to do. I respect a lot of those people who can pull it off very well, like Catharsis and stuff. Here goes another railgun. Base Runner starting to chip in a little bit of damage, but 2 railguns have gone down now, so those interceptors beginning to pay for themselves. Coming in possibly for another salvo. Looks like they're just going to dock now. So a siege cruiser fabrication I had noticed is going down, and there is indeed AA out on the field now for Masque of the Red Death. But in the form of missile batteries. I think the support cruiser anti-air might even have been better, but at this stage of the map, support cruisers can't move out here to get control of the map, can they? So probably this is a good choice, actually. Looks like 2 more interceptors were produced. That's the normal word for this kind of stuff. And they're going to move out there. This one, of course, was damaged, so he's taking a little bit longer to recharge, I think, anyway. Not really sure if that's the way that it works, but, you know. It is now 5 interceptors out on the field for Descara when he would choose to send them, which is now. Big swarms of both sand skimmers and railguns. Descara showing a lot of respect here, you know, he hasn't decided he can commit in anywhere just yet. Now there are 5 interceptors on the field. They don't want to push in there, but they might be able to do a lot of damage to the railguns. These sand skimmers being unupgraded as they are, Masque of the Red Death's strike craft are definitely going to start pulling ahead. Instead of just getting tasked over here, they may be trying to take out these AAVs. Indeed, one of them goes down instantly. The other one on the second pass will get taken down, but looks like one shot can be taken by the missile battery. Gonna want to be careful now. Artifact did go down. Another AAV goes down, but one more interceptor gets hit. These sand skimmers are trying to do a run over of these LAVs, but that's not going to work. They are quite well upgraded. Sand skimmers are lasting for a long time here, but there's no way they can win this fight. I mean, each of these LAVs 1-for-1 is better, and they're also being healed back at base, and yet despite that, it looks like this fight turned out even. I don't know how that happened. Maybe there were just much higher numbers for the sand skimmers. That one gets picked off on the exit too. Nice kill there. Both blobs kind of getting reduced there. But Descara being on 3 base, he's going to be able to rebuild much faster. And Masque really should get onto a 3rd base here, but no signs of that just yet. Interceptors getting scrambled again. They're out there in the middle. This base runner going to go for another artifact extraction. He's already gotten one with this base runner. It doesn't look like there's going to be any contest of that on the map right now. There are, of course, assault railguns as well to block off these AAVs. 2 heavies getting thrown in the mix as well. I love this, by the way, going for siege and rails. It's like very powerful combo right there. Leaves you vulnerable to like LAVs and stuff like that, but you can just, you know, make sand skimmers of your own to block that, I feel. So it's a really powerful combo, one of my favorites to use in the game. Descara's carrier getting into a very aggressive position over here. And these sand skimmers have found a good opening on these railguns, but there is quite a bit of armor in there, so it's going to take a while to kill them. Here come the interceptors. There's no sport cruiser anti-air, so they can actually even go for the sport cruiser if they want to, but the tasks on those railguns, that's what they want to get. Regardless, they accidentally fire a shot onto the wrong target, like they're prone to do, but good damage being done on those. There is a siege cruiser out on the field now. They don't want to get too close to this blob of LAVs right here. They're moving in again, but there's a missile battery right there. You're going to take some losses. Going to take 2 losses there. He still has 3 strike fighters. Or interceptors, that is. The siege cruiser here, though, is definitely going to break the line. That's why it's a siege cruiser, right? These armored assault's going to stop the AAVs, but they are going to get chewed off by railguns from afar. However, one barrage right there, and it could all be over for Masque of the Red Death. Interesting power distribution by Descara. I guess to tank some of the railgun shots. Actually, these LAVs have found a nice angle in on these assault railguns. Sand skimmers being dispatched to help deal with this, and the barrage comes down. Doing pretty good damage. Takes out one railgun, gets another down to very low health. But it looks like Descara correctly sees he's not going to be able to stay here. He's going to back away. But with siege and with railguns attacking the support cruiser, it is going to go down for sure. So Descara doing a good job, just taking Masque off of her first. Now down to 1 base. 1 against 3. Fighters getting launched again, as you can see. Even on glass mode, we gotta see where those fighters are, right? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, you just destroyed that siege cruiser. My dude. Careful now. Anyway, one strike fighter, or one interceptor did go down, I noticed. Getting some more shots in these railguns, but getting dangerously close to AA, which, yeah, no, it's actually all over here. Usually I think like one AA platform is good enough, so you can usually like split them up. And it allows you to kind of make like a net of anti-air, you know, around like this whole area rather than just here. Which means that your opponent really can't get any good shots in. Oh, and look at the clustering there, they were able to do a lot of damage, but one of them does go down. However, the siege cruiser is going to have a field day with this spot right here. Oh, look at these shots. Oh, ouch. They're hooting in on him. The siege cruiser does go down, but at the price of all of these railguns. And there's just going to be another one produced. Masque the Red Death knows it's GG with all those railguns going down, and she's going to quit out of the game. You know, I gotta say, I figured Descara would have a much easier time with that one, but he took his time. He played very, very safe. Looked like he was basically just ahead for all of the game except for the very beginning there. So, well done to him.